So it's the day 2 at Wimbledon. The day is not over. A few matches are going on. In fact, the legend, the 7-time champion, Djokovic has just started his match. So yes, the day is by far not over, but whatever we have witnessed on day 2, we can safely say that the day 2 has been as dramatic as the day 1. The day started exactly like the day 1 under bright sunshine, and it was really hot. And also the drama followed it just like how it followed on the day 1. We had a plethora of upsets and also some big come from behind wins by the seeded players, a real Houdini act by some of the champion players and some big seeded players, and of course some thrilling marathon contests. We had all in the day 2 just like we had that in the day 1. The upsets were the norm of the day. It seems this year the seats have been getting knocked out left, right, and center, and the courts have become a graveyard for most of the seats. And today was no different, it was just like the day 1. The upset started with Lorenzo Musetti, the number 7 seed in the world and the real red hot player of the season because he has been in such great form. But today he had no answer against 126 ranked unseeded player from Georgia, Nicholas Basilashvili, who outplayed him in 4 sets to advance to the second round. And it was just not just one upset we are talking about. There were many more to follow after Musetti. In the men's section, the 27 ranked Shapovalov from Canada got knocked out. He was knocked out by Mariano Navon, the 91 ranked unseeded player from Argentina, who advanced to the second round after beating the Canadian. And then subsequently Alex Michelson, the number 30 seed from US, who has been in great form in the season also, was knocked out by Kek Manovic of Serbia, the 49 ranked player who is an unseeded player in the Wimbledon, to advance to the second round. And then towards the fag end of the day, we witnessed a real humongous upset in the form of Zverev's departure. Zverev, who was always a favorite along with Sinner and Alcaraz and Djokovic to have a crack at the Wimbledon based on his game and his performance and his ranking of number 3, was knocked out in a 5 marathon set by Frenchman 29-year-old Arthur Rinderknecht. Arthur Rinderknecht knocked him out in 5 marathon sets, and which lasted almost 4 hours 40 minutes. It was heartbreak for Zverev because he is yet to win a Grand Slam in spite of all his exploits and his ranking and his great talent and potential. He has won an Olympic gold medal, he has won a tour final, he has won many masters, but so far he has not been able to win the Grand Slam for which he is desperate. And it's not getting easier with Sinner and Alcaraz coming and a plethora of new youngsters coming who are ready to dominate tennis. So today's loss against an unseeded Frenchman would have been really catastrophic for him. He would have really hoped that he could go deep into the tournament and maybe have a crack at the Wimbledon crown. But it was not supposed to be. So that's how the drama unfolded today with so many upsets. But then the upsets were not restricted to the men's side. There were many upsets in the female side. And in the women's section, the big upset was number 3 seed Jessica Pegula of US getting knocked out by unseeded Elisabetta Coseriato of Italy, who is 116 in the world, but on the given day she knocked her out. And then the number 5 seed Olympic champion Qinwen Zheng of China was knocked out also by Siniakova, the unseeded player from Czech Republic, who was again only didn't have a seed in the Wimbledon, and his overall seeding is only 81 in the world ranking, and she knocked the Olympic champion in the first round itself. And later on the day, the 15th seed Karolina Mukova of Czech Republic, she got knocked out, but this time she was knocked out by a Chinese, the unseeded 32 ranked Jinhui Wang of China. So we are talking about upsets, but then that was not all that made the days dramatic. The day was dramatic in terms of some real great marathon contests which could have ended up as big upsets, but luckily the big seeded players or a champion player managed to do a Houdini's act and somehow escape. And the biggest escape of the day was in the ladies section in terms of the defending champion. Just how it was defending champion Alcaraz's turn in the first day to escape a 5-set marathon against Fognini, and which he could have easily lost. Today the same thing happened to Barbara Krujcikova, who had a marathon three-setter against 58 ranked unseeded Filipino sensation, 20-year-old teenage sensation Alexa Ayala, who by the way was the first Filipino player to ever get to play a main event in the Wimbledon. And what a debut she made for Philippines. She made the country proud by winning the first set against the defending champion and really scaring the defending champion and making it look that she might be able to knock out the defending champion in the first round. But somehow Krustikova managed to hang in there, and she managed to dig deep into her reserves and her experience to somehow make a comeback and win it in 3 marathon sets to escape. But then Ayla has shown tremendous potential, and she has given a big statement to the world that maybe she will be the part of the next generation of tennis players who are going to dominate the tennis world. So Philippines has reason to feel really proud for her. And then that was just not one main act of Houdini act that one saw today on the day 2. There was also one from the men's section, and it was really a come from behind win. It was an epic come from behind actual victory for Taylor Fritz, the number 5 seed in the men's section. What a match he had, and he looked all set to be knocked out and join a plethora of seeds who had been knocked out in the first 2 days. He lost the first 2 sets in tiebreak to the 36 ranked French player, the unseeded Pericard, that is Giovanni Pericard of France. He lost them in tiebreaks, and both the tiebreaks it was really heartbreaking to lose. So he was down 2 sets to love, 6-7, 6-7, and it looked he would be joining a range of other players in getting knocked out. But then he decided to hang in, he decided to not give up and then make a comeback, and he made a comeback. Then he won it in 5 marathon sets, and 3 hours 25 minutes it took him to finally subdue and outplay Giovanni Pericard and win that match. And it was a match of supreme quality. It was not that 2 players were playing any worse or one player was playing a little lower than the other. Both the players were playing supreme tennis and fantastic tennis. The service was really like bazooka, and the returns were fantastic, and the ground stroke were flawless, and it was a really high quality match. And you can understand the quality of the match if I tell you that at one point Pericard served the fastest serve in the history of Wimbledon at 153 miles per hour. And just think about it, that it didn't turn out to be an ace. Taylor Fritz not only managed to return it, he won that point. So when you win a point of a service which is the fastest in the history of Olympics, that shows the quality of tennis being played by both the competitors. So it was a fantastic match. It was a joy and a great experience for the fans who were witnessing it. It was really entertaining and a thrilling contest. Finally, Taylor Fritz managed to survive and escape, and now he can be really confident to go deep into the Wimbledon because his tennis is actually suited for Wimbledon. He can do well, and now he will be confident of doing something special this year. So yes, the day 2 has been dramatic. There have been fantastic rallies, some great thrilling contests, some marathon 5-setters and 3-setters, and also huge upsets and some real Houdini's act. What more you can expect on a day from the Wimbledon? It had all that was there on the day 1. It was in fact even more in day 2. We can expect the same maybe on day 3 to make it another memorable day for Wimbledon. But for that we have to wait and watch till tomorrow. We have to wait till tomorrow. Thank you.